Hello everyone, this is Cakecore coming to you with a brand new UHC season. This is UltraCakeCore Season 4. Today playing with us we have myself, Owlton, Mr. Bombastic, I guess actually his name is Bombastic now, or Mr. whatever, Bombastic, Danster, James the Douglas, Stenstone, 3D Spotters, and a newcomer, Balone. He's not new to UHC, but he's new to this UHC, so that's cool. The teams are Balone and I versus Owlton and James the Douglas versus Bombastic and Danster versus Stenstone and 3D Spotters. It's a pretty normal UHC. There's not a lot of crazy rules. We have another portal at 0-0. This is to hopefully try to make people spawn outside the border when they come out of the nether less. There's some complications to that, like there's some actual parameters and stuff that make that happen and whatnot, and maybe I'll explain that later. Basically, we're trying banning fire aspect. This might not be a reoccurring thing. We just want to try it for one season, because all the other seasons before we've gotten fire aspects, at least one of us, except for one season. So we thought maybe we could try banning it. You can get it fairly common. So anyway, just like we're trying. Also, this time around, the border is now 2,000 by 2,000 blocks instead of the usual 1,500 by 1,500. We were just finding each other a little bit quickly, and we thought maybe we should try find each other a little bit less. But that also, of course, means that when the border starts to shrink, which it starts to shrink after the first hour as usual, it'll actually shrink a little bit faster. So it should be interesting. But yeah, other than that, pretty standard UHC. So we're gonna get over to people starting. However, there's something strange. As you might notice, this is kind of a bizarre intro. That's because this is a post-commentary intro. Unfortunately, when I first started recording, I didn't record my microphone for the first two episodes of the UHC. That is unfortunate. The problem does get fixed after the first two episodes, so I decided I'm just going to record commentary of the first two. It really is a shame. I really wish I didn't do that. But, you know, what are you going to do? So I'm going to do commentary over these first two episodes. I'm on Balone's team, though, so you can definitely check out Balone's perspective for the first two episodes. And then come back to mine. Or you can just keep watching it. It doesn't really matter. But basically, if you want to hear my audio, I still had my microphone on and stuff, so Balone was still talking to me, and I was still talking to Balone. And you can see all that on his perspective. So I'd actually recommend just watching these two episodes on that perspective. Like I said, the problem gets fixed after the first two episodes, but until then, I would just watch on Balone's perspective, unless you are dying to hear some commentary, and then you could watch here, because that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't know, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do some commentary. Okay, I think that's about everything I have to go over, so I'm now going to press play on my video here, and looks like we are starting in 3, 2, 1... I'm going to say go right when I see go pop up for audio sync. Let's see. Go. Okay. So, basically, I can hear Balone on this video. I'm not going to be playing the audio, though, because it's going to get a little bit disorientating if you hear my commentary plus Balone's audio. Like I said, I recommend you go watch Balone's perspective, because then you can actually understand what I'm saying and what he's saying. I just thought for this video, it'd be complicated to have his voice playing and then my post-commentary voice playing. I can hear it at a very low volume. It's actually a little bit high. I'm going to turn it down a little bit right now. This is just so I can try to remember what was going on. Obviously, I don't have a perfect memory. I can remember everything that I'm doing. Anyway, so as of right now, what I was just doing then was I was just typing in some final commands, getting some people saturated because, people have been running around before we started and stuff, so want to make sure everyone was saturated and whatnot. Oh yeah, there's Bombastic saying he needs saturation. So, yes, okay. I got to team with Balone this time around. This is my first time with teaming Balone, because like I said, this is Balone's first UltraCakeCore season, and UltraCakeCore is the only recorded rounds I've ever done. Balone was a very nice person. I'm glad I got to team with him, because he was just like a nice, respectful player. And I'd seen his videos before, so I knew that going in. That's part of the reason why I invited him and stuff. But yes, I'm very glad I got to team with him, and I look forward to playing with him in future seasons. Okay, so as of right now, I'm just getting wood. He's getting his tools also. I traveled a little bit so I could find a apple tree like this one, because we spawned in a birch forest full of birch trees, as you just saw. And there's Alpaca. He's actually right now asking me if whether or not Alpaca's hurt, and I was telling him that only if you hit them, and Bombastic did do that in season 3, actually, last season. Yeah, sorry about spoilers for previous seasons. There will probably be them. I'll try not to say too much on on this episode at least. Excuse me. But on the second episode, that's usually when I just let it loose. I mean, if you guys really care, you could just go back and watch those instead of this one. But anyway, as you can see, I'm making my stone tools. How I usually do it is I make my wood pickaxe first, obviously, and then after I get 3 stone, I immediately make a stone pickaxe so that I can get the rest of the stone for the rest of my tools. Balone is just kind of doing the same thing at the moment. He's getting his tools, and he's we're kind of talking about game plans. We were talking a little bit about nether travel because before we actually typed in the commands, we were talking about nether travel because he mentioned how he was a fan of nether. I think he used the word advocate of the nether, and I am also. So we're like, you know what? Let's just rush the nether. So that's what we plan on doing this season. He also brought up the fact that there's spectral arrows, and I completely forgot about those, and I really want to use those in actual UHC. So I'm pretty excited at this point. I really want to go to the nether and whatnot. So that's kind of the game plan, is just to rush nether. As of right now, though, we're just gathering some stuff. I grabbed some free coal because I figured why not? I hate having to find coal later, so I just grabbed a little bit. I also wanted more apples, though, and these trees, this isn't a forest or anything, so apples wouldn't be coming. Apples wouldn't be coming as frequently as if we were in an actual place. Anyway, I'm going to turn the volume up a little bit just so that I can listen to what Balone's saying, because I'm trying to remember if there's anything important going on right now. Okay, so right now, Balone runs into some reeds, which is good for us. However, we have not seen cows yet. As you see, I'm just grabbing some food. We're kind of discussing back and forth whether or not we wanted to get enchants before we rush the nether. I'm not sure if that's actually like right now. And again, you guys could see Balone's perspective to find out exactly what we're saying at what points. I'm just trying to recall back to what we were saying. There's a roofed forest right there. The roofed forests can be nice for apples if you just like shave off the top of the trees. Overall, though, it's probably not worth it because you can just the leaves don't decay because there's so much wood. So you probably have better luck just chopping down trees in a forest or whatnot. But they do have a lot of leaves on them, and I've done UHCs where I've gotten a good amount of apples from roofed forests before. Not recorded rounds, but just regular UHCs. Unfortunately, I don't think it's just worth the time in a recorded round. Okay, I was just listening to what Balone was saying. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mentioned the fact that I like extreme hills. It's possibly my favorite biome. I just like the colors and stuff, like the way it looks and whatnot. I like how there's grass, but it's not necessarily plains, and there's not like tall grass everywhere like you find in plains, so that's kind of annoying. And then you see like the stone peeking out of the ground. I just thought it looked like a nice biome, and I was explaining that to Balone. I know there's a swamp right there. I'm gonna get to that in a second, but I was explaining it to Balone, and he was like, "Yeah, I can kind of see what you're saying." And he's like, "But there's no." He starts explaining why it's not like really good for UHC or whatnot, and it's just funny because I was just talking about completely cosmetic. Anyway, as you can see, we found a swamp, which is good. You can get a lot of apples from swamps. There's just a lot of trees there. Last I checked, I haven't checked since like 1.8, and if you guys are familiar with UltraCakeCore, we always do the latest version, and so this is a 1.11 UHC, one of the only 1.11 UHCs out there, because everyone still does 1.8, but I haven't checked since 1.8, but when I checked early 1.8, apple rates were the same from swamps and whatnot. I don't know if that's changed. I feel like even back in 1.8, though, when I was playing on the server like Eximus, a lot of people would say the apple rates were different, but according to the wiki, they were always the same, unless the wiki was wrong. But okay, wait, hang on a second. I'm going to have to pause the video real quick. Bombastic's actually messaging me right now, and this is something kind of important that I have to get to, so I'm pausing the video right now. Okay, sorry about that. There was a time-pressing matter I had to take care of real quick. As you can see, there's 2 apples right there, which is really good. I'm pretty excited about my apple luck at this point in time. Past UHCs, I haven't had the greatest luck with apples. I think Balone is also mentioning that he found even more sugarcane, which is good. I'm actually going to turn up the volume a little bit just to check in. Yes, right now he found some chickens, which is good. We're having pretty good luck at finding things we need to find on the surface that you want to find on day one, like chickens and reeds, and then of course apple trees. However, the one thing we have not found yet at this point are cows, and we still need leather if we want to get enchants. We're also still talking about the rushing the nether, and I think what we're settling on is a way to make enchants in the nether. If there would be a way where we could go to the nether and then make enchants inside the nether, then we could still be the first to the nether and also get enchants, which would be really helpful. And look at that. I'm just getting crazy good apple luck. I guess, is that crazy though? I don't know. I think I just typically have had bad luck with apples in past UHCs. I know Danster and James in Season 2 just got tons of apples, but, you know. Anyway, okay, so, yes, I think something interesting is happening right now. No, not yet. Later. So yeah, I'm just cooking my food. I've got 5 apples, and leaves are still decaying, so I might get more. I know I've lived this, so obviously I should know if I got more or not. I honestly just don't remember, though. Oh, yes, sand. That's right. I'm getting sand for the potions. However, if you may notice, I just didn't grab that much. I wasn't really thinking about it. Here's the deal. Here's a kind of a theme throughout this. There's going to be a lot of points where I'm kind of preoccupied and just walking back and forth. I realize this season that I have a hard time focusing on the game when I have a teammate. Even in Season 2, when I was on a team with Bombastic. Oh. Yep. Look at that. There's a player there. Yep, there's Balone. Balone and Danster. Yeah, so we ran into Gold's team. We have a PvP rule where we can't kill each other for the first 20 minutes. So, you know, we weren't worried about anything. Daniel just told us to get lost. He said, get lost, Balone. You too, Pat. Yeah, they didn't want us taking their apples. And I don't think we ended up taking any apples. But there's more chickens up here, which is good. We're getting a good amount of feathers at this point. I'm trying to figure out what Balone's talking about right now. I don't even have the audio on my footage, so I literally just have to listen to what Balone's saying to try to figure out what's going on. Okay. Yeah, okay, not a lot's going on right now. Just waiting for apples to despawn. He's kind of exploring a little bit. We're still looking for cows. We decided that he's going to look for cows a little bit while I stay and wait for these trees to decay, get some apples, and then we plan on going to a cave on the earliest opportunity we can. Look at that. I just broke a block and an apple came out of it. That's crazy. So I've got 6 apples by now. Sorry, just listening. As you can see, it's turning nighttime, though. That means it's probably about time to head into a cave. As of right now, Balone still hasn't found any cows. It's quite a shame that we weren't able to find cows at this point. It'd be nice if we could just have like all the stuff we need on the surface so that we don't have to come up again for a while. Look at that. Just found an apple in the water. 7 apples. Also, I should mention, I bumped the cord. I'm sorry about that. I should mention that Balone has also had great apple luck. This isn't just one-sided. He has a lot of apples also. Overall, we've got, I think, almost like 20 apples. Probably not 20. Probably more like 15. I think that would be more accurate. I don't know for sure, though. Yeah, at this point, I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried because it's raining, plus it's night, which means mobs are just going to spawn that much faster under trees and whatnot. So I was telling him, look, yeah, I gotta go underground and stuff. I wanted to find the cave that he went in, because I think he went in the cave by now. Oh, yes. Right now is when Balone takes some damage. He takes a heart from a skeleton. That totally freaks me out, and I decide that I can't go look for him, and that I'm just going to go in right now, I think. Yep, right now. I was like, if he's getting hurt, I certainly don't want to get hurt also, so I want to go down. And then I figure maybe we can find each other underground if we see each other's name tags, and What's the rules on roller coastering again? James Douglas asks. Yeah, so there was a lot of talk about figuring out what we want to do with roller coastering. We didn't really decide on anything though at the end of the day. So I just said, I guess whatever you want. We already put so much energy into figuring out whether or not we should have it, and I'm just like, at this point I just didn't care. I was like, whatever. Okay. Okay, yeah. So right now, we're discussing about the possibility of Balone going to the Nether and then us meeting in the Nether. And one of us could look for cows while the other person goes to the Nether, because we still need leather, for enchants. And since there are two of us, we figured maybe one of us could get leather while the other goes to the Nether and kill two birds with one stone. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm doing a very bad job at blocking off this creeper. I should have just used oak wood. I don't know why I was using sand. Yeah, I got scared of that creeper and just left. I think at this point, yes, I have torches, and I start digging down. Okay, so this is where the great staircasing starts to happen, and then right there, as you can see, I see a name tag. I'm not sure if I see it yet, actually. Yeah, I see it. You start spamming shift. Oh no, now I see it. Yep, that's Balone's name tag. So that's good. So I start digging towards him because we got split up a little bit, and yeah. So this is gonna be weird for commentary because I'm just staircasing for a little bit. Not sure what's going on either. I'm just gonna listen in a little bit. Okay, so yes, right now Balone starts talking about baby zombies. I've got a fun 1.11 trick for you guys. Here's the deal. Not a lot of people play 1.9 plus combat, so I actually got a few tricks up my sleeve that a lot of people don't know about. As you can see, I found a cave. This actually connects to the cave that he found. It's a lava ravine, which is really good. I think... Oh, at some point something happens, and I want to say that. I'm not sure what. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so right now, Balone's talking about this baby zombie, and I was telling him my trick. If you hold out your shield while a baby zombie attacks you... Sorry for bumping the mic. If you hold out your shield, it will not hurt you. If you, if it's hitting your shield, obviously. If it hits you from behind, you're still going to take damage. But if you're holding out your shield, that zombie won't even hurt your shield. It'll just bounce off. It's the most useful trick for fighting zombies. The reason is that without spam hitting, baby zombies are such a pain. So this is an extremely useful trick. I tell people every chance I get just because it could save you. Like it's a great trick. So okay, I'm just keeping my ear out for something. Yeah, so Balone is having some bad luck with mobs at the moment. I'm just getting some iron. Like I said, we're in the same cave, so we're kind of near each other. You might see that I'm not being extremely efficient with just like everything. It's like I said, I've just because when I'm talking to people, it makes it harder for me to focus on the actual game. Okay, so now we're starting to talk about the border shrinking and how we were worried about possibly leaving the Nether and spawning outside the world border. Because if the border starts shrinking and it gets past us at this point, and we come back in the Nether and our portal is here, then we will spawn outside the world border. There's an exception if we make the portal within 200 blocks of a 250 block radius of 0, then we will just come back at the portal at 0. We are definitely not at 200 blocks near 0 though. So that's the kind of concern I brought up. And now we're just figuring out. This is really hard to figure out what's going on with just one audio. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Alright, here's the deal. I'm going to say something that might be a spoiler. I don't know. If not, it happens at some point in the episode. I think it happened, though, and I missed it. Balone found diamonds, so that's good. If it's not right now, it happens a little bit later in the episode, so no big whoop. So then we start discussing enchantments again, because I brought up the fact that if we have diamonds already, then we have everything we need for enchants except cows. And I brought up the idea of possibly... I keep bumping my mic. I brought up the idea of possibly getting enchants before we go to the nether. Just so that we can be geared when we go in. Ultimately, we decided against it, I think. And looking back at it now, I think that's a smart decision. I think nether should have been our top priority, which it is. So that's that. But yeah, we still are concerned about the leather issue. And oh yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so Balone just brought up that that we can also get diamonds in the fortress and whatnot. So it's probably just worth it to go to the nether. So, like I said, I know that this is a little strange doing commentary over this, and I totally understand if you guys want to just watch Balone's perspective for the first 2 episodes. I didn't want to not have like the first 2 episodes missing, right? Like, I wanted there to be videos, basically. And it would be weird if I just suddenly upload episodes after episode 2. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do commentary on it. I'm not going to be the guy who doesn't upload. I still am, like, eternally bummed that I didn't record my microphone, though. I'm going to try so hard to make sure that never happens again. It was a stupid mistake. I simply left my microphone disabled in my recording settings. And, you know, when you do these UHCs, you have to think about so many things. Usually the last thing I think about is actually... is actually the software of recording, because I'm just thinking about, like, the actual game itself, and I want to make sure it's fair for everybody, so I make sure all the commands are in and whatnot. So I was simply just thinking about too much, and I forgot that I took some falling damage there. I am eternally upset about this for the rest of the series, that I took damage by fall damage. Yeah, right now it's spam shifting because he said he saw the name tag, and it was me, thankfully. This is a really dangerous ravine. Ravines, like, underground can be some of the most dangerous things, because now, ever since 1.9 plus, when creepers fall down, they explode on impact. So, and creepers are also kamikaze. They will just walk off a cliff just to explode you by hitting the ground. So it's absolutely dangerous to be in a ravine, and... I wasn't actually thinking about that too much at the time. I think if I were to do another next UHC, I'm thinking I'm going to be more cautious inside that thing. Probably going to try to stay out of it as much as I can. I mean, as you see, nothing happened, but it's like I still. Oh gosh, I was actually kind of close. Okay, I couldn't remember if I took damage from that skeleton or not. Something told me I did, but I guess I didn't. Oh, and that's the end of episode. It looks like I'm typing it out. GG. Okay. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Check out Balone's perspective.